We live, sir.
Uh,
Yes, sir.
Give me 1 second. Let's since we're not on our usual roundtable truth, let's go ahead and share it. Facebook,
Kawaka.
Instagram, or what have you. 1 second. We'll go ahead and get it on. Roundtable truth.
All right, just share this, sir.
Let me share it as well. Live. All right. Let's see where I'm at with it. How we looking on YouTube?
Kawaka, so we get on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.
YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Most High in Christ. Bear with us 1 second, Akim. We're going to get it on. It's a lot to be discussed, a lot's going on in the earth. All right. Most High in Christ. All right. Let's go ahead and get it on. Let's clap it up. This is the War Report, a segment of the Roundtable of Truth. This segment, called the War Report, is where you get all your World War III information. Of course, throughout every breakdown class in ISUPK during camp, brothers are speaking about World War III. But this segment of the Roundtable of Truth is strictly dedicated to the fine details of World War III.
Right.
So we're going to go into detail. We're going to go into breaking down what's actually going on the world scale. So today, we're going to go into China. We're going to speak about what's going on in the Pacific theater. And we also going to talk about South America, the war that's brewing in South America. If I could, Rash, let's actually start with the scripture.
Kawaka.
Let's pull that.
Kawaka, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
The Bible is prophesizing when will Christ return? When will be the return of Christ? One sign of the return of Christ is when you hear about wars and you're hearing about rumors of wars. And that's happening right now. Christ is nigh unto coming back to earth. We are hearing about the wars and we're hearing about the rumors of wars. And it's inevitable. It's going to happen. World War III is going to happen. Excuse me. It's been just far too much that transpired on the world stage for it to return back to a peaceful time in the earth.
Right.
Too much has transpired, and it's what they call a powder keg, meaning one spark, one incident can just set off the entire world. And that's the point in time that we're at right now. We're at that powder keg stage where one incident, an entire world is at war. Keep reading.
Kawaka. See that ye be not troubled.
Even though that you hear about wars and rumors of wars, see that you be not troubled, meaning the people that's in the truth, the people that faith is in Christ, faith is in Yahushua, the people that follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Even though great death and destruction is headed for this land, be not troubled. Keep going.
Kawaka. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass.
All these things must come to pass. China and America must go to war. America and the whole entire South America, Central America must go to war.
Right.
War in the Middle East, it has to happen. It's so many conflicts brewing all around the world. Next, maybe Tuesday, I think we might have another episode of the the War Report on this coming Tuesday, where I'll touch on the war in the Middle East. I might even go into the war that's in Africa right now, which really rarely anybody talks about. The conflict in Burkina Faso. It's all kind of skirmishes going on the continent of Africa, what they call proxy wars, meaning that it's a puppet war for America and Russia. Russia is backing one side in Africa. America is backing another side in Africa. And it's all a ploy to control the resources of that land. So they're using smaller countries to fight out for their interests. So I think, Ross, we're going to cover that this coming Tuesday. We'll cover the war in Gaza and the war in the skirmishes that's going on in Africa.
It's like,
go ahead.
Well, what you're saying is truly on point, because Instagram has a certain algorithm when it comes to this war in Palestine. Because every time I scroll, it's some Palestinian with a bowl of soup crying. You know what I'm saying? And people really, if I may, sir, they don't know what to make sense of it. But like you said, we're going to go over it so people understand why this is happening.
What's going on in Palestine is really just a ethnic cleansing, meaning the Israelis, the Jewish man, is tired of Palestinians being on that land, especially due to the oil that's underneath Palestine. So I don't want to go too far off into the what do you call it?
Dark side of it.
The dark side. But when people conspiracy theories, I don't want to go too into a conspiracy theory, but it's common history, common practice. If you want to enact a war, tragedy must happen first.
Right.
I'll give you an example. America wanted to enter into World War II, so they allowed Pearl Harbor to happen. They knew that Japan was moving against them, and they allowed for their battleships to sit dormant, defenseless, for the Japanese to destroy them. And now it's a public outrage. Now you have the support of the public to go to war in Germany and Japan in 1942.
Right.
Same thing happened with the war in Iraq, the war in Afghanistan. You really think that America couldn't scramble a couple of jets to deter the hijacking of the what was the Twin Towers? Allowed that to happen because of the public outcry and the support that they got for the war.
Right.
When tragedy happens, the public sides with their government to go to war. Same thing that happened in Palestine. When those at the Israeli concert, they say Hamas came and kidnapped 200 Israelis. And in turn, since 200 Israelis were took hostage, in turn 500,000 Palestinians have died. So tragedy will sway public support for war.
Right.
And what's going on in Palestine, which I'm not siding with the Palestinians, but it's a genocide. And we definitely going to dive into that topic this coming Tuesday. But today we're gonna touch on Venezuela. Let's go there, Ross. You got that first article? Let's get that.
This is the Newsbreak article. Pentagon warns Venezuela after claiming 2 military aircraft flew by Navy vessel.
Also, if anybody has any questions on topic or off topic, any questions on World War III or what have you, just go ahead and put it into the comments and I'll get an answer for you. Let's see. You go ahead, Rosh.
The military struck a Venezuelan drug boat earlier this week in the Caribbean and positioned vessels near the South American nation.
Okay, so if anybody is unfamiliar of what's going on in Venezuela, Donald Trump wants to invade Venezuela, and he's using a mask of that the Venezuelan government is a narco terror state.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the purpose of him surrounding Venezuela with warships is because he's saying that Venezuela is a country that's pouring billions of tons of drugs into the United States, which is not true. There's no credible evidence suggesting that. Keep going. Okay, now on this topic, so Donald Trump, he sent, I believe, 3 destroyers. A
Mm-hmm.
destroyer is it's you can say a battleship. So he sent 3 battleships to the coast of Venezuela. So the Venezuelans, they had 2 F-16 fighter jets do a flyby on those warships. Now Donald Trump is saying that that was a provocative move by the Venezuelans. The hypocrisy, the hypocrisy. Donald Trump sent warships to another country's border, and he calls their move provocative, as if sending warships to your doorstep is not provocative. America is, I mean, the best definition of a bully. They do things, and it's just like it's supposed to be accepted no matter what they do. Keep going, Rush.
Go, go. In response to the flyby made by 2 armed Venezuelan F-16 fighter jets, the
Mhm.
Trump administration accused Venezuela of being run by the cartels. Yeah,
Being
crazy.
ran by the cartels. Keep
Mm.
going.
Today, two
Maduro.
Maduro regime military aircraft
Hold it right
flew.
there. Okay,
Mhm.
even that statement is
Yeah, that's crazy.
propaganda.
Hmm.
So Maduro, he is the president of Venezuela.
Oh,
Ross, real quick, look up the
yep.
definition of regime. Our
Regime.
people don't understand the witchcraft that the white man has. So he uses words like regime. This is the president of Venezuela. Does anybody call America the Donald Trump regime? Or do they say Donald Trump is the president of the United States?
Right.
But just by doing something as simple as saying the Maduro regime, it makes your mind, it triggers your mind to say, okay, this is the bad guy. Let me know once you got that definition.
Call. Definition of regime: a government, especially an authoritative one,
Especially a what?
authoritarian one. It's like,
Authoritarian government. Now ask yourself this: is Donald Trump a authoritarian president?
yeah, right.
Absolutely. He's sending the National Guard to do police work, which is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
That's you can't. It's in the. That's what the Constitution was for. The Constitution tells, okay, the founding fathers of America fought off the British,
Mm-hmm.
and they designed the Constitution so that the people of the land does not suffer persecution from the government. Things
Mm-hmm.
like that. It's laws enacted saying things like that should not happen. The
Mm.
people should not have to fear that they're being policed by the military. So what
Right.
he did was not even legal. It's so many things that Donald Trump is doing that is not legal. He is the definition of a regime, but nobody calls America the Donald Trump regime. But anytime America wants to make an enemy to the public eye, they use keywords. They use words like regime. They use words like what were they using in the
Like,
Middle East? Insurgent.
insurgency. Yep.
They use words like we unalive 4 insurgents today.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't say we unalive a father of 5 children in his home in the middle of the night using SEAL Team 6.
Mm-hmm.
They said we unalive a insurgent. They use keywords to program your mind to say that America is good and the person that America is hunting is bad. So read that again.
Call. Today, regime military.
Maduro.
Oh, it's like Maduro regime military aircraft flew near a U.S. Navy vessel in international waters.
So
A,
this is what it should have said, Raj.
Mhm.
But they're trying to demonize this presidency. It should have said 2 Venezuelan military aircraft.
Mhm.
But now they said Maduro regime. So now in your mind, the president of Venezuela is Darth Vader. Keep
Yo.
going.
Kawaka. A DOD release said this highly provocative move was designed to
A provocative move.
right.
The
Mhm.
hypocrisy of America. So
Mhm.
them sending 3 Arleigh Burke class destroyers to Venezuela was not provocative.
Mm.
Keep going.
Kawaka. This highly provocative move was designed to interfere with our counter narco terror operations.
Okay, Raash, imagine if,
Yeah, right.
let me see. Let me give a good example. Imagine if, what would be a good country? I don't know.
Cuba,
Let's just say, let me get an African country.
Angola, Nigeria.
I don't. Them damn Hamites ain't got the technology for it. Imagine if, I don't know, Sweden, just
Mhm.
hypothetically, if they sent warships to the coast of America to
Mhm.
conduct operations inside of inside of America.
Mhm.
What would be the outcry from America? It wouldn't happen.
Mhm.
But America moves with impunity,
Right.
meaning they can do whatever they want and nobody should say anything about it.
Mhm.
Keep going.
Kawaka. The cartel running Venezuela is strongly advised not to pursue any further effort to obstruct, deter, or interfere with counter narcotics.
The gall, the arrogance to say a statement like that. You are telling another country that we're going inside of your country and we're going to do what we want to do, and you better not interfere with what we're doing inside of your borders. Raj?
Carl Cosby, because what you're saying is so heavy because it's like don't interfere. We're the good guys, just like how we did with the Jewish Holocaust. Don't interfere with what we got going on here. We're doing the greater good.
And Raj, okay, the witchcraft that I'm trying to expose,
Mhm.
America's looked at as the good guy.
Mhm.
They're the good guy in this situation.
Mhm.
And the Venezuelan president is the Lord of the Death Star and Darth Vader.
That's
Brother, we don't understand the
right.
satanic influence that we under here in America.
Go, go.
Raj, you can drop this. Let's get that video from Instagram and let's hear from the quote unquote Maduro regime.
And the regime himself, huh?
Yeah, let's hear from his mouth what he has to say about the situation in Venezuela. Let's
Go,
go
go.
ahead. Let's go ahead and play that.
Mr. President, Donald Trump, gracias al plan que tenemos, presidente, la cocaína se produce toda aquí en Colombia.
Heavy.
So this is the president of Venezuela. Now he's showing everybody in the world that cocaine is not made in Venezuela. It's made in Colombia.
The plants, right, sir?
Yeah, he's showing you. He's saying, okay, there's false pretense for the invasion of Venezuela. The whole outline of the whole reason for the invasion of Venezuela that's going to happen or might happen is because Donald Trump is saying that they're pouring billions of tons of drugs into America. Maduro is saying that's a lie. So he's gonna lay it out right here. Go ahead. Make sure y'all reading it's subtitles.
That's right here.
Can you make it? Is it clear for the audience to see?
Gosh, I
Okay,
just
that's too wild. Let's play.
Y la han producido los aliados de Estados Unidos, Álvaro Uribe Vélez, Iván Duque, que que eran los cachorros herederos de Pablo Escobar Gaviria. Todo lo que estoy diciendo está en los documentos clasificados.
So he's saying that the heirs, it's people that succeeded Pablo Escobar that's holding power over the current drug trade right now.
More powerful than him?
Okay, so Pablo Escobar was taken down by the CIA. That's a well-documented thing. Pablo Escobar, he would probably still be in power if he wasn't such a public figure. He made himself a public figure. So the CIA took him out. Now he's going and explaining that there was other people set up after Pablo Escobar. So he's saying that it's people that's continuing the drug trade in Colombia, and America knows this. But instead of going to the true source of the drugs that's being pumped into America, they're lying and saying that Venezuela is doing it. And now Maduro is saying that this is documented. He said that you can look up the files and see this. Play it.
Estados Unidos. Es muy sencillo pedirlo.
He said
Alguien
it's
cercano.
very simple to order these documents and see it for yourself.
Good night, damn.
Presidente Trump, pida los documentos clasificados de Pablo Escobar Gaviria, Álvaro Uribe Vélez y Van.
Damn.
I'm going to order them documents. We gonna bring that out. If the Lord allow, I can obtain those documents. Go ahead.
Duque. Toda la cocaína se produce aquí. Más de 400,000 hectáreas de hoja de coca. ¿Verdad? En Venezuela no hay ni una hectárea. Ni una.
Pause.
Ni un laboratorio.
He's saying there's no coca leaf in Venezuela. Not even a laboratory. Go ahead.
Damn.
Las que intenta sembrar, los laboratorios que intentan montar, ping, pum, pam, los eliminamos con las armas en la mano. De manera decidida.
Damn. That's it, sir.
No, it's more.
Oh, it's more?
Yeah.
Esta mentira es tan burda y tan falaz como que Irak tenía armas de destrucción masiva. Es mentira.
Yep.
He said this is a falsititious lie. He said this lie is so crude. He said this lie is on the scale of Iraq has weapons of mass destruction. Like I said earlier, Raj, you need public support to go to war. So they're going to make up a fabricated story and say the reason why college students are dying from opioids is because of Venezuela. So now the public support will be for Donald Trump to go and destroy Venezuela. Now let's ask ourselves this. Why is there so much attention on Venezuela? Why was there so much attention in Iraq? Oil and gold, Raj.
No, you said it, sir. Oil and gold.
Oil. It is a known fact. Venezuela has the #1 oil reserve in the world.
Yep.
They're #1 in oil in the world. But who does Venezuela side with? Not the United States. Go ahead, Raj.
Is it with Russia and China, right?
Russia and China. America is just, okay, either going to get down or you're going to lay down.
Right.
That's the whole principle of America. I mean, America is called a capitalist state. America is the country that had a ideal called manifest destiny, meaning it's my God-given right to rule every goddamn thing. You have some, Raj?
Yeah, Carl Khan. So why not China and Russia try to interfere with US doing something completely wrong?
Okay. They have. It's been plenty of proxy wars. Have you ever heard of Syria? The United States and Russia was at war in Syria. So the United States had their clandestine groups in Syria fighting. Russia was using a proxy called the Wagner Group. They were fighting in Syria during the era of Obama. They've been fighting in Africa. The United States and Russia have been engaging in warfare, but it's been clandestine groups like the CIA, Delta Force, Wagner Group, which Russia doesn't fully claim,
Right.
the KGB, Spetsnaz. They've been having skirmishes and battles for many years.
Damn.
Even this, it's been going on like this since the Cold War. Russian advisors were fighting in Vietnam, but it's not on the books. Even like, okay, China was fighting in the Korean War, but it's not officially on the books.
Damn.
It's been proxy wars going on. I mean, brother, these countries been getting it on, but it's never been a declaration of war. But it's been battles. There's been many battles between the United States and Russia.
Yeah, nice.
Was there any more on that video? Let's see. It might be a little bit more.
Tira. Y se lo digo a la opinión pública estadounidense. Podremos tener diferencia en formas de pensar en lo filosófico, en lo político, en lo económico. Pero por favor, no se dejen meter una mentira más para una guerra más fratricida ahora en Sudamérica y en el Caribe.
He's telling the people, do not believe the lies of Donald Trump in America. This is a lie. They want our resources. Go ahead.
Go.
This is coming from the Maduro regime. Darth Vader is telling you, I am not Darth Vader. I just own a lot of resources in my country and they want it.
Right, the Republic.
Right. I do not have the Death Star. It's not here.
Damn.
Keep going.
América, Latinoamérica y el Caribe quiere paz.
He said, we want peace. I don't want to go to war with America. I'm not sending battleships to the coastline of Florida. Let's pull up that next article.
Cool. Let's go here. This one's right.
Now, with this article, Ross, just play the video. You might have to mute it because this news outlet always shows a ad. Yeah. So now we're going to hear from the people of Venezuela. They're highly motivated in Venezuela. They know that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. They're not to just roll over and let the big bad bully come into their country and invade with no repercussion. Maduro, he mobilized, I want to say like 4 million, a 4 million man militia to confront Donald Trump if he does invade. Also, Venezuela is in ownership of some good technology, like even having F-16 fighter jets. F-16 is a high-performing fighter jet that can do some damage. Also, they have Iran-made drones, which are the top of the world drones, top of the line drones. So Venezuela ain't just some little pushover some country you just gonna push over without a fight.
Right.
Play this.
Between the White House and the Venezuelan government is showing no sign of slowing down this weekend. On Friday, the US President Donald Trump said, and I quote, that Venezuelan military aircraft to put us forces in a dangerous position will be shot down. This is coming after the US Department of Defense announced late on Thursday that 2 Venezuelan fighter jets overflow near a US warship in what they called a highly provocative, this is another quote, action. But Trump's Venezuelan counterpart, Nicolas Maduro, is not backing down either. The Venezuelan president called for military drills with the Bolivarian militia on Friday. This is a corps, a civilian corps that is associated with the Venezuelan army and that is tasked with the defense of Venezuela in case of an attack. And I was able to ask one of those militiamen what would happen if indeed the United States took an attack against Venezuela. Take a listen to what he said.
Not just one Vietnam, but 100 Vietnams in every neighborhood, in every community, not only here in Venezuela, but the whole region.
And yes,
Pause.
for the most part,
So the brother, he said, if America invades Venezuela, it's not going to be Vietnam. It's going to be Vietnam tenfold.
Damn.
If anybody is familiar with Vietnam, America lost that war. America lost the war in Vietnam to a bunch of rice paddy farmers with AK-47s. That's all they had. They had AK-47s and they had some grenades. They didn't have tanks. They had some aircraft, not much. They didn't have to. Well, actually, America at the time of Vietnam, they were introducing new fighter technology. That's when missiles just became real intricate in air combat. Before it was just guns. So America, they had a fighter jet called the F-4 Phantom, which had no guns on it. America just thought the technology they had was just out of this world. They introduced a fighter jet with no guns and just straight missiles. The missiles failed. Long story short, the North Vietnamese army aircraft were outperforming America's aircraft. I mean, on so many levels, I believe 58,000 Americans died in the Vietnam War to a poor country like North Vietnam. But what was the common factor of Venezuela and North Vietnam? They were both backed by Russia. Russia was backing North Vietnam. That's how they got them planes. Russia is backing Venezuela too. So guaranteed they're gonna have some support in weaponry. Let's go back to that video.
Venezuela remains largely unaffected by these geopolitical tensions. You can see around me that most Venezuelans are simply going on with their day-to-day lives, especially here in the capital, Caracas. Those military drills did not draw huge crowds, and we really have a feeling that most Venezuelans are paying attention to these confrontations,
All right, we
of
can
course,
stop that.
but they're not worried.
So we're going to keep covering the Venezuelan conflict. We're going to watch it with a careful eye and see what transpires. We're going to see if Donald Trump actually invades. And then we just going to, recap it and see what's going on. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to China.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and pull up that video. We're going to go into the Pacific Theater and see what's going on with China. China is doing something to American confidence that has not happened in a long time. China is on pace, if they haven't done it already, to be the number one superpower on earth, meaning more powerful than America. And that has a lot of white Americans very afraid because this is a position that they're not familiar with. Since World War II, America has operated as the number one superpower on the earth, and it hasn't even been close. Ross, did you ask something?
Yeah, Carl Cross. I was gonna say I can see why these good white people in America is afraid because I know you've seen the American parade. It was just a bunch of people just walking.
It was embarrassing what it was.
Right.
The American military parade was downright embarrassing. Now, China recently, I believe last week, had a military parade of their own, and brother, it was something to research. It was a statement. It was a statement on a world-class stage. Let's go ahead and play from the beginning.
And slides I made too. What you're saying is so heavy because it's just on a different level with these people. Because in America, we got social media. I know you've seen, the videos, the soldiers finding the barracks. You got the women doing these dance videos. In China, we don't see none of that from none of them.
Nah.
So as the way they holding their guns, they all turn their head like they all look like a real force. So Slocky.
China, the Chinese military, the whole Chinese military industrial complex is something not to be played with.
Cool.
Let's go ahead and play.
So you want from the beginning or right here?
Beginning.
Very beginning. Go.
China is ready for war. That was the message that Beijing sent to the entire world this week as thousands upon thousands of Chinese troops staged one of the most elaborate military parades that the world has seen in the last half century. Celebrating the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II, China's grand spectacle was meant to send a series of critical messages around the globe to the people of the Middle Kingdom. Take pride, for your nation is strong and powerful. To China's allies on the global stage, welcome. Your loyalty to China will be rewarded. And to the global West, pay attention, because China is the new superpower in town. Facing tens of thousands of his...
Keep going.
Go.
People in Tiananmen Square, Chinese leader Xi Jinping spoke with clarity. Today, mankind is faced with a choice of peace or war, dialogue or confrontation, win-win or zero-sum. Now, most of the world has been consumed.
Go timestamp. Go to 2 minutes and 53 seconds. China is not afraid of America, not even a little bit. China spent the last couple of decades developing technology specifically to counter American military power. While America has been fighting goat herders in the Middle East, other countries have been producing and making weaponry in order to defeat America, and China is now on pace to defeat America.
Right.
2 minutes and 53 seconds.
53.
Play that.
But even with those caveats, military innovation matters. And even a conservative assessment of what China just unveiled has made it clear. Other than the United States, there is no other world power with a military-industrial complex that can rival China. There used to be, but there ain't anymore. We'll start off with the missiles, and perhaps most important among them, the Dongfeng 5. The weapon, known as DF-5 for short, is an intercontinental ballistic missile that's been in service since the 1980s. But during the parade, China unveiled the newest version, the DF-5C, for the very first time. According to China, the DF-5C is capable of hitting anywhere in the United States using a more powerful set of engines and operating at a longer range than any of its predecessors. And not only that, but every DF-5C can carry not one, not two, but 12 nuclear warheads. These are held in a style known as MIRVs, multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles. Basically, while in its flight, a missile of this kind will intentionally splinter and release a bunch of smaller sub-missiles, each raining down onto their targets independently and making interception an exponentially more difficult task. The DF-5C.
So that specific nuclear device that China operates, it splits off into 12 warheads. Just one warhead would decimate a city like Chicago, would decimate a city like New York, and they come in 12s. 1 second. Yeah, Khan, absolutely, Rash.
Khan, sir, I'll be right back. I'm gonna put the camera on you, sir.
Khan, no sweat. So yeah, those nukes that's owned by China, they splinter off into 12 different warheads. And it makes it damn near a nuclear missile is something that's so hard to intercept. It's damn near impossible because of the terminal velocity or the speed that it's traveling at. A nuclear warhead, first, it launches from the ground and then it enters space and then it comes back down to Earth. With it falling from all the way from outer space, the speed that it's traveling at is nigh unto impossible to shoot it down. We good, Rash?
Carl, sir. If I want to add too.
Uh-huh.
So I'm starting to see now. So like these parades ain't just to show how good we look. It's to show other countries we got some technology that you don't have.
That 1 second. Am I
Yeah,
still good?
yeah. You still good, so yep.
That's hold on. What in the hell happened? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I didn't lost my damn train of thought. Phone call just popped up. Let's go ahead and play.
Okay.
Is meant to be launched from underground missile silos with a range that the Associated Press estimates at 12,400 miles or 20,000 kilometers. Nor was the DF-5C the only new ICBM that China unveiled. The nation also showed off its secretive DF-61 missile for the very first time, a mobile truck-launched missile with a range estimated around 7,500 miles or 12,000 kilometers. That places US cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, Phoenix, and Seattle all well within its range, targetable by missiles that could be moved all around China until nearly the moment of launch, making them far more difficult to take out with a preemptive strike. During the parade,
So that mobile truck missile launcher is something that's going to be hidden inside of China. So America knows exactly where China missile silos are at, so they can target them. If they can destroy them before they fire their missiles, that's another thing. But they know where their missile silos are at. But with the mobile launchers, they can be anywhere, making them entirely too difficult to destroy. Go ahead.
China also showed off its air-launched long-range nuclear missile, the JL-1, and the submarine-launched ICBM, the JL-3, meaning that when taken together...
I'm gonna be pausing all through this. This is my type of thing right here, Ross. This is what I get into.
Right in our lane.
So not only does China have their land-based nuclear missiles, they also have missiles that can be fired from bombers. They also have missiles that can be fired from underneath the sea in a nuclear powered submarine, which is impossible to detect.
Damn.
It was a report that came out that it's easier to find a baseball in space than it is to find a nuclear submarine underneath the water.
Oh, that's crazy.
So, in a nutshell, if nuclear war happens, America is going to be destroyed. It's no way around it. Keep going. And not only does China have this type of technology, Russia has it as well. Go ahead.
And Salaya, sir, and China and Russia is together.
Absolutely. Now, Ra'ash, why people just don't listen to the Lord in the Bible when he says the lake of fire?
Yep.
The Lord tells you America is going to be destroyed and turned into a nuclear wasteland. Tells you that North America is going to be something similar to a lake of fire. He tells you that.
Yep.
Why you don't listen? Hey, Lord be with you. Let's play.
Go.
Shalom. Yabashim Shabrakatah.
Shabbatah, Cap.
The missile technology China put on display represents another fearsome capability, a full nuclear triad, now with the stated ability to hit any target across the globe. And then...
Damn.
Okay, so a nuclear triad is you have the capability of firing nukes from silos within your country. You have the capability of firing nukes from the air in bombers. You have the capability of firing nukes from the sea in submarines. That's a nuclear triad, something that you cannot defeat. If you destroy the silos in China, the submarines can fire nukes. If it's somehow some miracle you destroy the silos and you destroy the submarines, which is a miracle, the bombers, the stealth, okay, we're going to get into that too. China owns stealth bombers. It's only one other country on the planet that has a stealth bomber, which is America. America possesses 2 stealth bombers. One is aging out, the B-2 stealth bomber, which is like $2 billion per plane. Now they got a new stealth bomber called the B-21 Raider. I don't believe it's in service yet. But China also owns a stealth bomber, meaning it's impossible to detect. It's not impossible to detect. Let's play a little bit more.
Carl Carson, I made two.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was seeing on Instagram that the stealth bombers, they're faster than missiles. Like they travel. They're not.
No, stealth bombers are relatively slow.
Oh, okay.
They're not designed to be fast. They're designed to be stealthy. They're designed to be unseen, undetectable. So they don't use speed. They use stealth.
Oh, okay. Carl. The brother said it was a Blackbird.
SR-71 Blackbird.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. That's faster than a missile.
No, well, okay. SR-71 Blackbird is out of service. They used that plane was used in the 1960s.
Damn.
It's been out of service since like 1972.
Mm-hmm.
But that was used as a reconnaissance aircraft. It wasn't used to drop bombs or anything like that. But that aircraft did use speed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, we can keep going.
There were the lasers, listed by China as the LY-1 and shown during the parade while mounted atop a row of armored trucks. According to Chinese...
So what is that on top of this?
So that's a laser. Those are going to be used to be put onto destroyers, on battleships and carriers as a missile defense. America and China, every country that owns a up-to-date navy on their ships, they have missile defense. Usually it's a gun. America has a gun called the Phalanx. It's like a minigun, the gun with it fires at high velocity. When missiles come in, it destroys the missile with bullets. Now they're moving towards lasers to destroy incoming missiles.
Damn.
Good night. brother, they finna get it on.
Cold is like some Call of Duty. Cold, I'll play the video, sir.
Let's get it.
Official sources, the LY-1 is intended for naval use, an exceptionally powerful laser that will intercept drones and missiles. It will accomplish that task by essentially blinding their optical sensors, making them far less effective and likely to become useless if they're reliant on optical sensing to identify and hit their targets. Aboard a ship, the LY-1 would be likely to harness extreme raw power, with ships more than capable of carrying a specialized power generator on board to fuel the laser's energy consumption needs. It could also be turned against human operators, blinding pilots in adversary aircraft, shooting at adversary ground troops while mounted on a truck, or potentially even being pointed at enemy vessels. The weapon mirrors American and European systems currently in testing, although it's unknown whether China's LY-1 is ahead of those systems in development, falling behind, or running basically even alongside them. Also in the realm of futuristic technology, China showed off what it described as robotic wolves, four-legged robots with antennas.
Pause that. Get a good view of that.
Good night.
Okay, like robotics are now in the age of this military conflict that's to come. You're going to see robots that resemble dogs. You're going to see, we already see in the Ukrainian war the use of drones, how effective the use of drones are. Man, Ross, I remember seeing this in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That same dog right there. It was even in Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid, the Sons of the Patriot. That came out when I was in high school. That same dog was in there. And now it's battle ready. Let's play it.
And some sort of imaging equipment to self-navigate. Similar to the technology in development by other nations, these robots are likely to be used in reconnaissance or mine-sweeping missions and may even be used to track enemy troops, although, again, their level of technological maturity is an open question.
Real quick, you got to also know this is a devil. He's going to be biased against China. So he's going to say, like, this technology is to be seen, but it's not
it doesn't work.
Ready for combat, or you gotta take it with a grain of salt, right? Which it could be true, but you can just he's biased because it's for the West. Go ahead.
Right. Carl Concern. Also, too, is another thing. You don't want to underestimate your enemy.
Right. Oh, and trust and believe, white people do. White people. What scripture is that?
Slight. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun.
He said, "Who shall bring me down?"
Call Khan. Who shall
In
bring?
his heart.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep going.
Call Khan.
Joining the robot wolves in China's ground forces were a couple of newly unveiled army units, a large cyberspace unit that will engage in digital warfare, and an information support force that was established a bit over a year ago. Beijing showed off new microwave weapons and a new so-called missile gun, carrying up to 96 interceptors to shoot down adversary drone swarms. And while China was scarce on details, it displayed the existence of the truck-mounted HQ-29, a space defense system that's supposedly able to shoot down the satulites of foreign adversaries while they're in orbit. For ground combat operations, they showed
China
off a
is
Sierra.
well prepared for the modern 21st century warfare.
Space guns.
They ready to shoot down satellites. They have drone protection, which is critical for this new age of warfare. If you don't have drone protection in this age of warfare, you're doomed. And we seen that in Ukraine, how horrific drone warfare is. Rash?
Call Khan. So I want to say too, because a microwave was originally a military tactic, but that's why we have it now in today's home. So he said soldiers are going to get literally cooked in battle.
No, the microwave is to destroy the drones.
Okay, Call Khan.
So they're going to fry the microwave is used to fry the circuit of incoming drone swarms.
Damn,
so that's drone defense, which a lot of countries do not have.
Damn,
brother, if you on a battlefield and 500 drones are coming towards you, there's nothing you can do but hide and die if you don't have adequate defense to prepare to defend yourself with.
Slicer, do Russia have this technology that China do?
They're allies. Okay, the Russian president was at this military parade. The president of Indonesia was at this military parade. The president of North Korea was at this military parade. That was done on purpose to show the alliance, and also this military parade was for China to show its power, but it was also to show its allies the military equipment we could give to you for a price. So best believe Russia is going to get some of this. Go ahead.
So Carl Constance, so it's basically like a showcase. Like, hey, if you want in on this, come on in. It's going to cost you.
China, this is what China is doing. China is saying that we are the new America. Damn. In a nutshell, that's what China has been doing for years. It's telling the world that we are ready to. You're tired of America. We know this. We know that you're tired of America. Now we're going to step up and we are going to become the new America. And now they're doing things like this, showing you that we can become the new America.
Carl Khan.
That's why they're like China. They haven't been a colonial power, but now they're moving towards that trajectory. And they started in Africa. It's Chinese. I'm talking about everywhere in Africa. Go ahead.
Slicer, is China a communist? Well, what is it?
It's a communist state.
Okay, Carl Khan. I'll play it, sir.
Of light combat vehicles that could be airdropped into active combat zones alongside paratroopers, indicating a potential willingness to engage in parachute drop operations. And finally, China unveiled the Type 100 main battle tank and the Type 100 infantry fighting vehicle, a new designation based on a common tank chassis described by China as a fourth-generation system. The Type 100 is believed to use an auto-loading unmanned turret and would likely be equipped with onboard drone-killing technology and possibly even a couple of robot wolves to go along with it, because why not? Then there was the naval side of things, where despite the fact that the CCP hasn't yet figured out a way to sail its aircraft carriers into...
Raj, go to 8 minutes and 35 seconds.
Khan.
As the YJ series. Several missile types from the YJ line are intended to be hypersonic, and according to China's state media, they are all...
Real quick, Ross, these missiles that China displayed on this military parade are imperative. It's crucial. These missiles takes America's I would say, number one capability out of the game. America's whole maritime strategy, or how they exert force throughout the planet, is by using what they call carrier strike groups, meaning America has a ship called a carrier that carries up to 100 warplanes on it. And that's how they exert their power over other countries all throughout the world.
Mhm.
Now, China spent the last 20 years developing hypersonic missiles that can destroy these carriers, meaning America can't place their carriers in proximity to any Chinese interests without fear of losing those ships. And it's okay, America can't afford to lose one carrier. If America loses these carriers, brother, they are going to be in a jam. And China developed missiles that damn near makes a carrier not obsolete, but it puts them at a distance where in the past they could park a carrier somewhere and launch 100 fighters and bombers to destroy a target, but now they can't because of fear of these Chinese missiles, which totally just decimates America's battle plan that they've been using for over damn near 100 years now.
Oh damn.
Go ahead, let's play that.
Okay.
weather capable, making them entirely able to be deployed in rough conditions against ocean-going targets. The YJ series of missiles are especially concerning to the United States because they're intended to be able to destroy American aircraft carriers, dodging incoming interceptors at over 5 times the speed of sound before detonating in the right spot to send a carrier and its whole air complement below the waves. That makes the missile series a particular problem for a hypothetical defense of Taiwan, where Washington and Taipei alike have been operating on the assumption that American carriers would be the deciding factor on whether or not Taiwan could withstand a Chinese invasion. Most prominent among them.
So America's whole strategy in defending Taiwan was using their aircraft carriers, but Taiwan is entirely too close to China. So China, its hypersonic missiles is a umbrella of protection, meaning if America comes within the shadow of that umbrella of missiles, it's going to be destroyed. So in essence, America is going to have a extremely, extremely difficult time protecting Taiwan, defending Taiwan, due to the threat of Chinese technology. Go ahead.
Slow, sir.
Go ahead.
So who was America ally that's powerful, that actually, powerful?
Oh, America has several allies that's powerful. They have Great Britain, Australia. Germany is a powerhouse militarily.
They got Germany too?
Yeah, Germany is an American ally. Israel is a very powerful American ally.
Israel.
All those countries I named are very powerful, but none of them are as powerful as China.
Right.
They might can go toe to toe with Russia, maybe, but China, that's a negative.
Good night. America can't.
America, okay. America and China fighting, it could go either way.
Damn.
It can go either way.
Okay.
Let's play.
Missiles was the YJ-19, which seemed to be outfitted with a scramjet propulsion system that could make it even more difficult for the United States to deal with. Finally, there was air power, where China made some of the most impressive revelations of the entire military parade. Some of China's aerial assets were stuck on the ground, including a procession of unmanned fixed-wing and helicopter drones that were displayed on heavy trucks. Of those drones, some are more familiar than others. One of them was a precision strike drone similar to the American MQ-9 Reaper, while another is likely a high-altitude reconnaissance drone that may have some level of strike capability. Two of them, however, appeared to be intended.
Damn.
That plane right there is it's an unmanned plane, meaning it's operated autonomously, meaning no one is piloting the plane. The plane is operated by AI technology or
Virtual reality with them headsets.
No, that's a what they call a UAV
Yeah.
or a
Mhm.
predator. You know, the American Predator.
Yeah, Carl.
That's operated by somebody that's sitting down thousands of miles away. This plane right here is not operated by anybody.
Oh,
Meaning this plane thinks for itself.
damn.
It was a movie that came out
Good
maybe
night.
15 years ago with Jamie Foxx. I gotta think of the movie. If anybody in the comments know what I'm talking about, it was a plane just like this with artificial intelligence that it moves on its own. It thinks for itself. It fights for itself. Nobody is controlling the stick. It's brother. I mean,
Damn.
just imagine that. Okay, play it real quick. It's gonna go into more detail.
Slicer is a movie called Stealth.
Stealth. Who said that?
I did.
I knew you can get something like that, but if it was somebody else, I was gonna say I'm very impressed. The movie called Stealth. This is Stealth. This is a autonomous warplane that thinks for itself and fights by itself. Go ahead.
Carl.
As unmanned combat aircraft, otherwise known as loyal wingmen, built to fly alongside manned aircraft or even operate autonomously in a dynamic combat environment.
Pause
Those
that.
drones.
Pause that. So that autonomous aircraft is called a loyal wingman. So it's designed to fly in threes. So it's one airplane that's controlled that has an actual pilot inside. And on the side of that aircraft, it's two autonomous wingmen, two autonomous planes that helps them in combat. So you're a pilot, you're flying your plane, and then on your right hand side, you have a autonomous plane that helps you, and on your left hand side, brother, this warfare it's going to turn into something futuristic. Go ahead.
Slicer, do America got this technology?
They're rumored to have it, but they haven't shown it. China is actually showing that they have this. China, they showed an aircraft. It's called the J-36, which is a sixth generation aircraft that's capable of having these loyal wingmen. America said that they have one called the X-47, but they haven't showed anything. China actually showed their plane flying in the sky. America just had a picture and said that we have an X-47, but they haven't shown any proof of it.
Damn.
China is showing you, nigga, we got this. Go ahead and play.
Were roughly the size of China's manned J-10C fighter jet, suggesting that they likely come with relatively heavy weapons loads as well as the fuel capacity to afford them a highly impressive range. Although they weren't observed in flight, China is known to have recently flown multiple other aircraft that are believed to be loyal wingmen designs, suggesting that Beijing's ability to fly this sort of aircraft is coming together rather rapidly. Then there were the manned aircraft, where the most impressive debut, by a wide margin, was a fifth-generation aircraft known as the Shenyang J-35. Flying behind several copies of China's more established J-20, the J-35 is similar in design and profile to the American F-35 and is expected to operate off China's upcoming line of aircraft carriers. It didn't do anything aerobatically impressive during the show.
Now he's going to start hating. Go ahead and go to 1705. And in no way, shape, or form am I a supporter of China, but I do support the facts.
Right.
Go ahead and play that.
Yes, sir.
That is producing hardware of note. The message is just as important, or even more so, for Beijing's international partners. Although some of China's technology, like its most advanced jets, its aircraft carriers, and its ICBMs, will be for China's sole use, a lot of its new technology could be on off.
Get a shot of that. Do you see who that is?
Can I name them, sir?
Go ahead.
We have Vladimir Putin. We have the president of China and Kim Jong-un.
The president of North Korea. And then to the right of Kim Jong-un is the president of Indonesia. Go ahead and play.
Coca.
To other nations, and it sends an even broader message that's even more important. If China is able to research and develop this many concepts in this many directions, then that would speak immensely positively of China's ability to produce more run-of-the-mill equipment, naval frigates and corvettes, tested fourth-generation fighters like the J-10C, or main battle tanks that are already in service. Like the US, Russia, France, Turkey, South Korea, and other militarily powerful nations, China badly wants to be a major exporter of weapons, not just because of the financial benefits, but because of the long-term geopolitical connections that come with being a global arms dealer. More than just a showcase of the new stuff, China's military parade was likely an attempt to convince its partners that Beijing's arms industry can handle as many bulk orders as they'd like to place. Also, as it relates to Beijing's allies, it's hard to...
Bulk
All right, you
order.
can flip that. So he just summed up what was the purpose of this military parade. The purpose of this Chinese military parade was to show the strength of China, also to show that China can support its allies, that China can stand up for its allies against the West.
Right.
And brother, this is beautiful for my eyes to see.
Yeah.
This war to come that's already here. We just in the preseason, which a lot of people just outside just can't comprehend that we are in the preseason of World War III. The NBA preseason ain't too long, Rash. I think what is it? Like, is it a month maybe before the real season kick off?
At least, sir.
The real season, the regular season is soon to come. The scripture tell you that. The scripture tell you that the second woe has passed, and behold, the third woe comes quickly. And that's what we're seeing today. We're seeing the third war coming quickly. Now with that, Rash, do you have anything?
Man, if I may, sir, the Water for the Brothers tuning in right now to the War Report. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a lot more episodes. The Water for tuning in once again. Just make sure you just listen and take heed, man. Take heed. And the best thing you can do to be prepared is come to the ISUPK. That's all I got.
Damn right. That's right. So today we went over the Pacific Theater, and we also went over South America. This coming Tuesday, we're going to go over the war in Gaza, and I believe we're going to touch on what's the conflict that's going on in Africa. So, it's war all over this entire world, and it's a beautiful thing. If you Black, Hispanic, or Native American Indian, make sure that you are tuning in closely to the ISUPK when we tell you that destruction is coming.
Yeah, I'm right.
Make sure you contact the ISUPK in the nearest in a city near you, and you get the protection of the Lord. With that, we'll see you on Tuesday. I'm gonna say shalom. Let's get it on.